go ahead. You want to start?
Okay, so, well, first of all, talk about, you guys end up tweeting each other a lot, like, or about each other.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on there?
What grown man has that many pictures of animals on his computer? It's creepy.
He can't keep up, you see, that's the difference. Imagination wins over.
I just have to let him. I just have to let the children
Do you like
play.
those? Do you like those animal pictures?
I mean, I love all the,
The audience, Twitter followers.
It's excessive.
It's funny.
Who has that many pictures?
How did that start?
He was up in Niagara Falls and he started mimicking me and saying what I was like and all this. And I thought, all right, I'll show you. So I didn't put two pictures up. I put myself as a crocodile.
Gator or something.
Yeah. And you, what was it?
I was like a koala bear.
A koala bear. Oh yeah, a koala bear sitting on a driver's face while he's driving, and there's a koala bear. It's almost like he was having. Oh, we won't go into it, but anyway, that was how it started.
Yeah, and it's taken off from there, and it's been just wonderful for him.
It has.
See, we're enjoying it on our end.
The audience loves it.
It's quite fun.
They keep saying, please give us some more.
You know,
He's busy.
There's two things. I don't know why he has so many pictures of animals on his computer. I don't know what he's doing with his time. He's written a book. I don't know what.
2 books.
I don't know if he has a little minion at home who just searches for animal pictures all day long in the systems or something.
You'd swear this was Andre and what was it?
Chad.
Yeah. But either way, it's fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I like your on-screen chemistry as well, and how Andre, as bad as he is, you know, you know, he has Chad's back, and he'll do whatever.
It doesn't go both ways.
Yeah. Chad doesn't want him on his back. He doesn't want him.
No. He'd rather I disappear. But I'm here to stay.
That's right.
As you know. And also, there's much for him to learn from one that is experienced, you know. That's what happens when you have longevity in life. Wisdom comes into it.
If I ever want to learn how to play a clown,
they don't know about.
If I ever want to learn how to put makeup on, wear a wig.
And what do you do? They think,
is this how it is on
They
set?
talk the same way to the kids their own age, but when it comes to anybody older and all that, they don't understand the boundaries.
Well,
Chad could learn a thing or two.
Yes.
I would say, because we've seen shades of Demera in Chad, some of his dealings. We saw him do some business earlier and things like that. Is that something that's coming into play? Like that he's more of a Demera than maybe he wants to admit? Because
I think there's a lot of it boiling. I mean, there's a lot of dark boiling under Chad, and I think he's been so focused, and I think he's used Abigail as a focus strictly to bury a lot of the stuff that's happening in his life. So I don't know. We'll see. I think that, there's definitely a lot of darkness there. There's a lot for them to play with, but I think for right now, I think the romance, Abigail, sort of what's on his mind.
That gives it balance.
he's
to
got to
his
save.
character.
I mean, what's airing right now? He's trying to save her or find where she is.
Yeah.
So he knows something's wrong.
Yeah. And he's constantly being pulled. I mean, he's a kid who desperately wants to be a part of a family, and he wants to be loved, and he wants to love. Just doesn't want it from the people that are his.
Yeah. Don't you see what I mean? Again, rudeness, what I have to deal with, but that's okay. I deal with him. He betrays me. He really betrays me. So I just gave you a.
Yeah. Okay. But we don't know how, so that's
No,
good.
that's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got good story. It's interesting stuff. I think it's interesting dynamic. I think because with Billy too, as Chad, and myself as Andre, I think that dynamic, it's kind of Greek tragedy in a sense with what goes on and what happens.
Yeah.
And he gets emotional as I get emotional.
Kind of Cain and Abel too, in a sense.
Yes, yeah, it is. So we play off each other. I mean, at the base of it, we like each other, we get along with each other, even though sometimes in our beginnings I had to really have perseverance. But since then, he's grown on me, little by little, on a daily basis. But it's good, because, sometimes, I don't know, when we go to work and who you're going to work with, you're going, oh. But at least when I work with him, I go, oh, okay, this will be interesting, And he's up for the challenge. He's up for the challenge. We go over our lines together, and then we go in, and then we don't know what's going to happen because we haven't given everything yet. And because usually we do everything in one take, and it's so quickly that I'm always surprised what comes out. But
I've been really surprised a few of the times.
he's grown, to me, since I've been there, he's grown tremendously. You know, as a person, as an actor. Also, it's the kind of role he's got now, which I think is terrific because it's kind of Romeo and Juliet, unrequited love, all that. So that's kind of interesting. For me, it's a bit on a singular basis because I'm looking to take over the empire in a sense. And
Who's that Shakespearean character? Othello?
Othello.
Othello. Yeah, that's kind of like you, isn't it?
No.
This is where I have a lot to learn.
Iago.
There you go.
That's the character.
With what's airing right now, because Chad is looking for Abigail, or something's up. Are we going to see some heroism from Chad coming up?
I think you're going to see some heroism. I mean, he's not going to wear a cape, which I fought for it.
I'm sure Andre has a cape he could let him wear for a little bit.
Listen,
I think Andre would have a cape.
I've been fighting. I've said that Chad is Batman. He had this mansion by himself. He has Harold, who's Alfred. I think we should do a crossover. If DC's watching,
I think you can pull it off.
he could be my Alfred.
And Gotham,
He could be
yeah.
my new Alfred. I think we have the next gen of Batman and Alfred.
There you go.
Is he trying to say that I'm a crotchety old man or something?
Just an angry, bitter old shit.
No. Evolved.
Handsome though. Oh, evolved.
Oh.
Evolved. There you go.
Mustn't forget that. That's okay. It takes time. You know. Brotherly love. Don't you just love it? Just want to do it and then.
We've also been asking everybody if they remember their first day on set or their first story. I know yours was not too long ago. But Taylor, you've been around as
34
different characters
years.
for a while. Yeah. Do you remember that first day, like what your first scene was? Maybe?
Yeah, they're all rotten to me. I was the youngest guy on the show at that time, and I remember somebody said to me, "Oh, we enjoy your bit," and I said, "My bit?" She said, "Oh yes, darling, that's how we see you." So that's how my first day was. Another one was a guy who was 6'3", wearing heels, and on top of it, looking down at me saying, "Where are you from?" So it wasn't warm.
Okay.
And I remember I felt that there were cobwebs on the sets. That's how old it looked. So when I came on, I was the first European really character, and at the same time the sets started to change. I brought in clothing that they'd never experienced before. Tony was dressed with expensive clothes. I was in my contract. I would go overseas and shop and buy my clothes, and come back with those clothes. And so it all progress started, shifted at that time. So it took its time. I don't know if I was happy the first 6 months. Gloria Loring was the best. She was terrific. Peter Hall was very nice. So, I was the first Demera, and then Joe Moscotta came 6 months later. And I recommended Joe. I was in the same workshop as him.
Oh,
And that's how it all started. I said, you know what, Joe? That's how it all happened.
That's great. Billy, how about you? Do you remember your first scene?
I do. Yeah, it was like it was yesterday. It basically was yesterday. It was wonderful. I mean, I was very nervous. This is my first job as an actor, and I was terrified and sweating from places that I didn't think you could. And I got to punch James Scott in the face.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, it was.
All 6'5".
It was thrilling and terrifying, and
Oh, that's because EJ had been with
I came home
Abby.
and I just remember my first line was "I'm home." I punched him in the face and I say I'm home. It was good, I mean, it's sort of cringeworthy. I mean, I've grown as an actor so much since then. So to look back and you're kind of like, oh, I can just see the nerves and I can see the head, like me being so in my head. But it was a great day. It changed my life.
But talk about, but the whole, Ben serial killer and Abby and Chad being accused. I mean, how has that been? Has that helped you grow? Did that whole thing help you grow as an
it's helped me
actor?
grow tremendously. I mean, a big transitional scene for me was the scene I had with Abigail in Will's apartment where I told her I loved her. Because as an actor, I think, for me, it was the first time I had grown in my talent, whatever, enough to be truly comfortable and have a really present moment where I was able to have those kind of feelings. I'd never really had that kind of, what do they call it?
connection.
moment or breakthrough like in my work yet, because I'm such a young, very new actor, and it was really cool. That was a very transitional piece, and that's helped me grow. But the stuff that they've given me over the last several months has helped me.
But you first have to have your breakdown before you have your breakthrough.
Yeah.
And that's what I think you're saying.
Yeah.
When was
when you
yours?
have bad times. When was my
Breakdown.
breakdowns?
Yeah. And then,
Quite a few.
yeah.
I didn't please everybody. I think one of the greatest freedoms I ever had was playing the clown. I think because I was in such disguise that I could do anything. I remember going into the scene with balloons and doing a pirouette in the air. Like, it wasn't called for, but I wanted to do, it gave me freedom. And I saw a stool that had wheels on it, and I dived on it. It took me right up to Alison Sweeney. So things like that. Once I took that off, I then had to play a nerd. I had to play a broad, and he gave me, the makeup artist put a big wig on me and all this makeup. And I remember looking in the mirror saying, my God, I look like an old hooker from Brazil. I was so ugly as a woman. So that the next one they gave me as a woman, a nurse, I said, give me, heels, give me a sweater, give me a loose dress, give me a wig that is grey. I don't want any glamour. So, and I remember there were two extras who, when I was playing, who looked like the hooker, they said, oh my God, there goes that transsexual. And I went, what? They didn't know it was me in drag. So that took a lot of freedom. I'm not a person who, like some guys, I came from Australia, so a lot of guys on weekends like to dress up as women. It's cruel. I mean, that's just, they love to do it. Well, that was never part of my persona. I don't. So when they put a dress on me, oh my God, I was upset.
Wow.
So, but it became a breakthrough. So I conquered some fears that way.
Billy, when we were talking about one of your first scenes, weren't you also in a towel, like one of your first scenes?
Yeah, they had me coming in from the Demera pool.
You were all moist and wet.
And it was...
Did you drop the towel?
No, I didn't drop the towel.
You would have, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I actually wanted to. I actually asked about it, and the scene was... that was like my third scene that I had filmed.
It was early,
and it
yeah.
was me, Lauren Koslow, Alison Sweeney, and then James comes in.
Yeah.
And I wanted to come in, and I wanted to drop the towel, and they were like, well, this might be a little too much. I was like, well, all right. So they just had me in a towel and then put
Family hour.
Maybe down the pike we'll get you.
I was terrified too, and
towel.
I'd lost so much weight. I worked out so hard to get, because they were like, oh, you have this, first scene. I was miserable. And from then on, I just started eating because I was like, I can't handle this anymore.
Did you notice that when he did with his chest, showing his chest, his skinny body, and then he showed himself as coming out of the pool, and me as that little precious character from the Lord of the Rings, looking
Gollum.
like this, Gollum. I call him precious like this. And that's the contrast he showed. I went,
Yep.
I thought that was a good one. He got me on that one. I thought
That in the video.
The video
After
was
a
so
few
funny.
cocktails.
You think you're this and you think you're that. You see yourself as this powerful shark or a crocodile, and you see me as like a little koala bear.
Do you guys have anything planned to tweet, in the future?
Next.
Like,
I did one the other day.
And wait to be inspired.
Yes, he wasn't inspired. I put that one up with two gorillas fighting, calling that the Demera Wars are approaching, and then I had him as a squirrel with a little hat on, and I said, Chad getting ready for battle. I keep telling him about that hat. But the audience likes it.
Yeah.
They love it. So
awesome.
it's
that's
good.
awesome. Thank you guys.
Thank you.